Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Hill Harper, author of Letters to an Incarcerated Brother. Check it out. You're watching MadameNoire.com. So the motivation for this, which is my fifth book, Letters to an Incarcerated Brother, one of the number one motivations of the book that got me into this headspace of wanting to write it is this letter right here. It broke my heart. The Incarcerated Brother is an amalgam of all the different letters of different people I received. So I didn't want it to be about one person, because these are universal themes. These are universal things that all of us can do, no matter if we're in the prison of debt, or in prison of relationship, or job, or mental prison, or literally behind bars. Obviously, you don't need to be incarcerated to get something from this book. Many of us are in prisons not made of iron bars that I hope this book will help set free. I don't want to say that we as African Americans have a problem with accountability, because that sort of, it's almost like profiling. It paints too broad of a brush, right? But we can say that there's a massive problem right now around incarceration. This is the issue of our time. We are losing a generation of young men, young women, and the ripple effect of incarceration that it has on communities as well as the families. My book is about the individual saying, okay, listen, we need to focus on this issue. We need to find out structural ways to change a broken system. There's no question that we have a problem here in this country. When we have 25% of the world's inmates in our country, what's going on? When we come to our community, we can talk about these bigger issues, but let's talk about taking care of the individual. How can we solve these problems within a family? How can we get, so what are the prescriptions we can do? And they speak to one, entrepreneurship. Let's be honest, when you come out of prison with a felony, one of the questions that comes up until we can get these companies to move, I call it move the box, and many people have a move the box movement. Your first interview or the first questionnaire, we should not have the question, have you been convicted of a felony, in that first questionnaire. Why? It should be in the second interview. In other words, you meet somebody face to face before you can ask that question. So at least you give them the opportunity to meet the person, and it gives them humanity. And you can decide whether you want to hire them or not then. I call it move the box. So until we get that to happen, you say, what are the realities? Okay, you may have to learn how to start your own business. Okay, you may have to learn how to be an entrepreneur, because you may not be able to get hired at some of these big box stores or some of these other bigger companies because of that discrimination factor. Now, we need to change that, but let's deal with the reality. I'm not big into saying stop, because I think that for me personally, that's not the way to reinforce. I'm more into motivating, saying do. So for instance, I talk about being an active architect of your own life, and I run through the book in extreme detail what that means. You can approach your life like an architect approaches building a building, right? We all have goals and dreams. Like, we all can articulate what we want. Now the question is, most of us can't articulate very clearly how do we get from where we are right now to actually what we want to build in our life, right? So we got to start with a blueprint or a plan. We got to build a foundation. We have to have a framework. All these steps I talk about in the book. So if you do that, you automatically stop doing the nonsense. So I don't want to run around trying to get you to stop doing the nonsense. I want just to get you doing the right thing, because once I get you doing the right thing, all that other stuff falls away. I don't need to tell you to stop doing it because it's not a part of your plan. So I want to get you on the right track, and once you're there, then you're making choices and decisions that hopefully fit that. And those choices don't take you over here to the left. If something makes my heart move me in a direction, that's where I need to go. It's not about saying, should I say this or shouldn't I not? What's the use of having a platform if you're not gonna, or any type of resource, if you're not gonna use it to make the world a better place or speak your truth? As for other entertainers who don't actually speak up about an issue, I think it's a lost opportunity. I think that there are many folks out there who could actually be transformative, who sit on the sidelines, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the Paris Hiltonization of the world. I think about her, I think, so many young women look up to her. If she just shows one issue to get around, how much, she could do so much educating and all these different things. And maybe someday she'll mature into doing that. But for me, I don't judge anybody else. I just do what I do the best way I can and attempt to leverage what I have to do the right thing. I mean, obviously this book itself, there's a reason why there are no other books out there like this to this population. That's why I need folks' support on it.